Hit the Advertise with Us link for more information.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today.
From
From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today the answer will always be yes we can. It's Service Today guaranteed or it's free. Can you fix the shower?
Yes, we can.
Can you fix the power?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today. Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
Join over 60,000 Adelaide homes and say yes to lowering your energy bills with Yes, your energy saving solutions. To beat the summer heat, Yes can connect you with a new air conditioner thanks to the SA government initiative called REPS. Yes is offering eligible concession households a fully installed 2.6 kilowatt Rinnai system for only $8.99. Yes, $8.99. For T's and C's on this unbeatable offer from Your Energy Saving Solutions, go to yess.net.au.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything with WEA. Real-time, face-to-face learning with like-minded people. Learn about subdividing land and property development or gardening in a changing climate. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow 21. With the 3 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. SA's newest Member of Parliament has been officially sworn in today. Labor's Cressida O'Hanlon won the by-election in Dunstan last month. The seat was previously held by former Liberal Premier Stephen Marshall. Well, the Premier says Adelaide has nothing to fear with our city going upwards. It comes as the CBD is set to welcome another high-rise. A 38-storey tower will be built at Festival Plaza alongside the existing Flinders Uni Tower. More countries may soon be allowed to join parts of the AUKUS military pact, with Canada, Japan and New Zealand all seeking greater involvement. Zach De Silva reports.
Japan is likely to be the first country to sign on to Pillar 2 of AUKUS, which focuses on sensitive defence technologies. But it's not the only country interested. New Zealand also wants in on the deal, and Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says his country can contribute as well.
We have had excellent conversations with the US, the UK and Australia.
His counterpart, Anthony Albanese, is ruling out a broad expansion of the pact, but says there could be room to cooperate on some projects.
We see this as a natural evolution.
Progressing the deal will be a key focus for new Defence Chief David Johnson, who's been appointed for a 2-year term.
The opposition is being accused of placing Australia's borders at risk by criticising the government's handling of illegal boat arrivals. Late last week, a third boatload of asylum seekers reached a remote part of Western Australia. The group of 15 is now being detained at the Nauru Detention Centre. Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill says Labor is taking the same approach as the previous coalition government.
Operation Sovereign Borders is a sacrosanct part of Australian public policy. It's something that I spend a lot of time on. It's something that we've devoted additional resources to. I've been a bit disappointed in recent days to see people that I actually respect in the opposition coming out and telling untruths about this and calling into question aspects of this policy.
Wine producers are continuing to sound the alarm over a glut that's expected to plague Australian vineyards for at least the next 2 years. Pressure has been mounting in the lower-end commercial sector for wines selling at below $10 a bottle, and margins have been squashed. Leading wine critic Ray Jordan says while China has lifted punishing tariffs on Australian wine exports, it will take a long time for this to help the situation.
The problem is that there's a lot of vineyard planted in Australia that we simply don't need. Wine consumption is dropping volume-wise, not just in Australia but overseas as well.
Vandals have damaged the mock roadway at the Road Safety Centre in Benithan Park. SAPOL's road safety educators have discovered numerous electrical cables were cut sometime over the weekend. The mock roadway is now without power, so crossings are not working. It's unclear how long before power will be restored. And John Farnham's memoir will be released later this year. He says it felt like the right time to tell his story. The Voice Inside has been written in partnership with Poppy Stockwell, who directed Finding the Voice, and will be published on October 30. Now turning to 5AA sport, and Port and Jeremy Finlayson are still waiting for the league to hand down their fine and or suspension for his homophobic slur. The AFL Tribunal will sit tonight as Melbourne's Keziah Pickett is challenging a one-week ban for rough conduct. Well, it's almost time for the return of Live Golf. Today, the Raps have come off a brand new feature, a double-decker driving range. Ambassador Dylan Buckley says it tees off at the Grange Golf Club from April 26.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable event. Like, as we saw the hole-in-one hit on this hole last year as well, like that was just unbelievable, and I'm hoping that we can see something pretty similar, maybe even 2 or 3.
Adelaide United take on Macarthur FC at Cooper Stadium on Friday night. Stephen Mork says they want to finish the season on a strong note.
We've got 4 games to go, and we're extremely confident no matter who we come up against that we'll be able to match them and win games.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Globe Derby Park. Reports of a fire. The north-south motorway near Broad Creek got smoke in the area there. Pretty heavy delays too, so take it easy if you're heading that way. Jeps Cross, urgent electrical works. Port Wakefield Road near Grange Junction Road speeds at 40. And we've got crews clearing up debris on the freeway around Crayford, so pretty sluggish if you're heading that way. Cameras, Military Road, West Beach and Saints Road at Salisbury Plain. Feeling tired? Get your daily dose of energy with Synovus Men's Multi-Plus Performance. Always follow the directions for use. Relieves fatigue, supports energy levels. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow 21, Thursday partly cloudy 21 and 21 again on Friday. Right now it's 17. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, violent fights, fear walking the streets. The Western Adelaide suburb, which says it's under siege, but no one will listen. The first look at the tower set to transform our city skyline. How to substitute salt to dramatically increase heart health. And Adelaide ready to live it up. What this year's tournament has in store. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
6 minutes past 3 here on 5AA on this gloomy day in Adelaide. I'm Stacey Lee with you for afternoons, and being a Tuesday, this is the time where this happens.
5AA's State of the Arts.
And this week for State of the Arts, I have 2 special guests in the studio with me. Kirsty Withers is the Festival Director of the Adelaide Equestrian Festival. Kirsty, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Stacey.
And also Luke Jones, professional rider and a specialist equine architect. Did I get that right, Luke?
You got it spot on. Thank you, Stacey.
I cannot wait to find out what a specialist equine architect has to do, because you think of architecture and you just think someone, drawing nice big beautiful homes or buildings or construction sites, but I imagine an equine architect is very specialised.
You're not the only person to be surprised that that it's even a thing.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm excited to hear a little bit more about it. Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream as well, because we are in the studio. We're now live, so come and say hi. And if you've got a question about the Adelaide Equestrian Festival, give us a call. 8223 0000 is the number to call. All right, Kirsty, I might start with you, because this is the second year that the Adelaide Equestrian Festival is back. How was last year? Did it exceed expectations?
Absolutely. I think people were, for one thing, the spectators just blew our mind. We had an increase of 24% on 2019. So from that perspective, the organisers were absolutely stoked.
Yeah.
So, we just want to make sure that we can continue that, and that's our new normal, is that sort of level of attendance. So we had over 30,000 people last year.
And the reason for the hiatus, was it just COVID?
Absolutely, yeah. COVID just meant that it was just too much risk in putting the plans into run. So the organising committee sort of took it on quite early to just have a break and regroup, and I think it was absolutely the right decision.
Yeah, I can't even begin to tell you, and I'm sure you heard and read all about it, but all of the events that had been planned and then adjusted and then readjusted and then readjusted and then ultimately cancelled. So, I think everyone, we're glad it's over.
Yes.
And we're glad now we can plan for a festival and it actually occur, which is awesome. Now, Luke, I imagine getting horses to an equestrian festival is part of the battle, but a big part. How do you even do that?
It's a challenge, and the preparation for getting a horse and the rider as a combination to a competition like the Adelaide Equestrian Festival starts a long time before. And realistically, the lowest level here is the 3-star, and horses will have been in training for 4 or 5 years and progressing through the ranks to even think about getting to that level. And then part of the reason for shutdown over COVID was the closing of the state borders, and part of the preparation for competing at an event like Adelaide is we do need to travel quite a bit to get the competitions and to get the horses qualified and experienced. So it's always a long-term process to get the horses up to these levels.
Now, this year is an extra special year. Kirsty, why is that?
It is. So obviously with Paris, the Olympic Games, which for the equestrian competition, that's late July, early August. So for the competitors that are coming to compete in our 4 and 5-star classes, they will really be looking to make their mark and put their names in front of the selectors. This is reasonably the last sort of qualification and major selection event for our domestic-based riders. We also have, I think it's 6 riders coming from New Zealand as well. So they're using this festival as an opportunity to really put their name up there for the New Zealand team. So it's certainly really important as far as the sort of high performance elite level competitors in Australia.
And so is that the majority of the festival? Because it goes for 4 days, April 18 to the 21st. Is it elite high level competition for people qualifying for the Olympics, or other events as well?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the benchmark of it is definitely the equestrian competition, is that Olympic discipline of eventing. But what we try to do is, we really try to lean into it being a festival, and the organisers, we're really trying to make sure that we appeal to all equine enthusiasts, or people that are just curious, and want to come and have a look. They love horses, but they mightn't actually, be involved in anything horse related in their life. And I think that's the beauty of having our event in the city, is that, we can actually appeal to people in that way. So we've got a lot of other activations that families can come down and just enjoy the space. So, and our sponsors are really behind that as well, to make sure that people can come and be in the beautiful Adelaide City parklands, see the horses, but also just have a really lovely day out.
That would be pretty rare, to have an event like this so close to the city.
We are the only city in the world that can do this on an annual basis. So others, inner city parklands have hosted the sport of eventing, obviously Greenwich Park at the London Olympics, and then it's happening again for Paris as well. But we are literally the only city in the world that has the capacity to host, an Olympic level competition annually.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. Our parklands are just, it's just one of the unique things about Adelaide.
Yeah, I think we just have to protect the parklands at all costs. We need to keep them. We can't impact on the parklands, I think. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to have events like this.
That's right.
And Luke, getting the parklands ready for an equestrian event, where do you even begin? Well,
it's an enormous exercise, and really the organisers of Adelaide have got decades of experience of running this competition, and the logistical effort that they pull off is just unbelievable. And every year the riders turn up, and we've got this event that's put on for us, and really we don't have any clue about the work and effort that goes into putting it on in the parklands, and it's brilliant. But I tell you what the riders do is just thoroughly appreciate the venue and the setting and the opportunity to ride in Adelaide and to ride in front of the beautiful crowds that always come along. It's really a positive thing.
It's 3:14 here on 5AA. Very soon we'll talk about what the days are made up of, the different types of competitions that take place. And Luke, I want to ask you how you go about, as an equine architect, how you go about getting a space like the parklands ready for these events. So we'll get into that in just a moment.
The cost of living keeps rising. Thanks Thankfully, so does the sun. That's why more Aussies are getting smart with Solar Heart. Go solar today and get up to $1,000 off a Solar Heart solar power system and battery package. That's right, get up to $1,000 off when you purchase a 5 kilowatt and above Solar Heart solar power system and an eligible GoodWe battery. Lower your energy bills with every sunrise. Get smart. Get Solar Heart. Terms and conditions apply.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Nobody beats Statesman Windows, not on quality and certainly not on service. Windows, sliding doors, bifolds and more, made right here in Adelaide, factory direct to you. For windows when and where you want them, call Statesman Windows, states.com.au.
Windows when and where you want them. Windows when and where you want them.
If you're packing up your family to travel across the land will treat you different in a Dave Benson caravan. There's never any roadworks when you're driving Aussie made, and you'll always find a park that's nestled safely in the shade. The magpies will stop swooping, the kangaroos give way. You won't see a single mosquito at the end of each perfect day. And if the coppers pull you over, they won't wreck your plans when you tell them you bought Aussie made from Dave Benson Caravans.
Thousands upon thousands of sheds, trailers, retaining walls, fences, DIY jobs and commercial projects. Over the last 40 years, Southern Steel Supplies has been there, supporting big industry and the little guy, with a list of jobs as long as your arm. When it comes to steel, there's nothing we can't help you with. Any size, any shape, any length, delivered to just about anywhere in SA. southernsteelsupplies.com.au, the South Australian Steel Company.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
Living independently is an important part of life. For those who need accommodation in a thriving environment with support and care available, Always Care is always there. We'll match your loved one with suitable housemates and disability support workers to ensure they enjoy independent living in a supportive community. If you or a loved one requires accommodation with care, Always Care is NDIS approved and passionate about helping all live their life to the fullest. Find out more at alwayscare.com.au. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
17 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and today we're talking about unofficial icons of South Australia. 8223 0000 is the number to call. I'll take some more of your calls after 3:30. No one has mentioned the footbridge yet. I would have thought the footbridge from the city to the Oval would be an unofficial icon of South Australia. Well, Adelaide is due for a new footbridge. I will tell you all about it after 3:30. But right now in the studio with me for State of the Arts this week, we are talking about the Adelaide Equestrian Festival, and I've got Kirsty with us, the festival director. Thanks, Kirsty, for hanging around.
It's a pleasure.
And Luke Jones, a professional rider and also a specialist equine architect. I still can't wait to get into being an equine architect, Luke, so give me a couple of minutes. While I remember, jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream and check us out because we're all in the studio together. So, Kirsty, how are the 4 days of the Adelaide Equestrian Festival, April 18 to 21, how are they made up? What's involved?
Okay, well, I think the best way to look at the festival is to consider that the sport of eventing is very similar to a triathlon, where we have 3 phases, and each day is made up of a different discipline as such. So on Thursday and Friday we have what's called the dressage. So for people that watch Olympic sports might have seen dressage, it's when the horses are dancing pretty well. So we have 2 days of that, and on those days, particularly on the Thursday, that's a 3-star day where actually Luke will be competing that day. That's free for all spectators. So we've also got a lot of sort of kid-friendly activities. We've got free face painting. We've got some little FIVEAA, which is an awesome brand of pony figurines that you come and paint and play, and kids get to take something away with them. You can meet some of your horse riding idols. There's also this gorgeous little activity where kids can actually learn how to plait and present ponies for competition.
Oh, wow.
So there's some really fun things that kids can get involved with that are safe, but I guess really feed into that sort of passion of ponies and horses that I think young kids, especially young girls, often have. So that's certainly our aim on Thursday.
I often see those the horses that are ready for dressage and think, is that a professional hairdresser that's gone in and done? Because I could not do a braid the way some of those horses' hair is braided so beautifully.
Well, it takes a while to learn how to do that well.
I bet. You're involved, Luke.
I am. I did it once in 1998 and haven't done it since.
Well, do you have kids?
Yeah.
Do you have daughters?
Yeah, I've got one daughter and one son.
Have you ever braided your daughter's hair?
No, I haven't.
Well, I was going to say, was a horse or your daughter easier?
Like I say, I tried once. I haven't tried since.
Yeah.
I have good help with me.
And I wonder if horses are easier than kids, because my mum was a hairdresser and she used to pull our hair almost out of our head as she was braiding our hair.
I guarantee you horses are absolutely easier than kids. Yeah, absolutely. They really are. And Luke mightn't recall this, but I've actually groomed for you, Luke.
I do recall, yes.
So I've actually plaited up and prepared horses for Luke. So
another horse that I didn't plait.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that usual?
Well, I think
he's looking like, was that a guilty face, Luke?
Yeah, being a groom is a big role for these competitors. No, there isn't a competitor coming next week that doesn't have a groom specifically to help manage that horse while they're here.
Oh, the groom is the role.
Absolutely,
okay.
So they'll probably, most likely, the groom will be the one that will do all the presentation, the plaiting up of the horse and getting them ready while the rider's a little bit nervous and going through everything
getting
that they
ready.
have to do once they're mounted.
Does the groom bring a bride with them? Boom, Tish. Sorry, I had to. It was a dad joke, I know.
No.
I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Keep going, Kirsty. Sorry.
No, so like I said, so that's Thursday in a nutshell. Free, fun. You know, we really want to get families to come in and just enjoy and
it's school holidays, isn't it?
School holidays. Yeah. It's a great time of year. The weather's looking really good, and then come Friday, once again we're back in dressage again. But the two classes that are running that day, that's the competition that starts off that Olympic sort of selection. That's where you'll see the best horse and rider combinations in Australia on that day. And so that's a ticketed day. And we've also invited a magnificent horseman. He's called Guy McLean down to Adelaide, and he works with horses at Liberty. And what that means is, whilst he might be riding one horse, there will be 6 others in the arena with him that are completely unbridled, unsaddled, and he will show the audience how he actually works with these horses together as a team. And so he'll be doing that in our lunch break.
And so if you're not hugely into equestrian and you've never been to a dressage event or a cross-country event, would you be out of place? Would you know what's going on?
No, I don't think so, because I think that's one of Guy's specialty. Is he'll be mic'd up, and he talks through his process. And he's also a bush poet, and he's just got this really lovely way about him, and he explains his process as he goes. So it's fascinating, and I think even for people like Luke and I, who've always been very specific in our sort of horse sport, to watch someone like him work with horses is quite an eye-opener. And I think anyone can see his connection with the animals and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds awesome. It's 3:24 here on 5AA. That's the voice of Kirsty Withers, Festival Director for the Adelaide Equestrian Festival, and also in the studio with me today, Luke Jones, professional rider and specialist equine architect. So, Luke, while you're not officially involved in the architecture and the setting up of the Equestrian Festival, you're taking part yourself as a rider. I guess at the moment, horses and Adelaide have been hot topic, and I imagine an equine architect is in high demand right now, given the movement of the Sapole mounted unit. Are you involved in that at all?
Yes, Stacey, I am. I have been involved as the specialist equestrian architect for the mounted branch, and as you say, it's been across the airwaves and the newspapers in Adelaide, and probably for good reason, I think. The police greys are a much loved South Australian institution, and rightly so, and they've been deserving of, I reckon, the attention they've been getting one way and another.
So what's it like designing a whole new barracks from scratch?
Oh, the reality is it's really exciting, and it's also just a sort of an awesome responsibility. You know, the barracks that they're moving from, they love them, and they have been fantastic for them, but they need to move, and so there's a century of tradition and knowledge that comes from there, and it needs to be relocated and as you say, start from scratch. So it's a huge responsibility, but it's also just incredibly rewarding to be able to be involved in such a local project. It's a fantastic thing, I reckon, and it is really positive, and I think the outcome is just going to be really impressive and a positive thing for the state. Okay.
Is it different when you're designing, I guess, a barracks for police horses to designing an equestrian site, or I guess you would help people who have horses on their properties?
Exactly, yeah, no, that's exactly right. And it's kind of, I've got such a niche specialty with my profession that there are so many things that are similar. Horses are horses wherever they are, and through time they don't change a lot. But then every project has its unique elements to it, and certainly the mounted branch is one of those with unique elements that I wouldn't come across anywhere else. So it's like, for example, you know, I need to design a building so they can ride in and out with their lances in hand, which are kind of tall, long spear things. So, you know, there are unique
back in the
aspects.
day of
They parade with them, yeah.
Oh, for the parade.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they don't go
I was thinking,
patrolling the streets.
Is it jousting?
No.
You know when back at, what's that movie with
The
his
Castle.
name's top of my head.
No.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yes, I remember that.
You know that movie?
I do.
It's the Heath Ledger movie. We'll find out what it is, where the horses run at each other with sticks, and the men riding the horses.
jousting,
Is it
yeah.
jousting? Is that
Yeah,
jousting?
it is
A Knight's
jousting.
Tale.
That's
that
it.
one. Yes. So just to be clear, Sapole mounted units are not involved in jousting.
They're not, no. But they do.
They need to store sticks somewhere.
And they do some fancy parading, and their buildings need to accommodate these
yes,
things.
fair
Stacey.
enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. I totally understand. All right. Okay. Now we're back on track. I kind of got a little bit off track there. Kirsty, I'll just wrap up with you. I want to ask you. So we kind of got through Friday.
Yes.
And then Saturday, I assume Saturday's the big day.
Yeah, Saturday's the best day for us because that's cross-country day. So that's when we take in the rest of the parklands. So we go across into, I guess, where CBC Oval is, and then on to Rymal Park for the water jump. And when you think of our sport of eventing, it's cross-country day that everybody loves, because that's the opportunity where we see these horses, I guess, at their best from a physical perspective. You know, they're galloping, I think at about
About 550, 575 metres a minute.
per minute, and that might sound slow, but it's quick. And then you've got these obstacles as well that they have to jump. So it's a big physical effort for the horse and rider, but it's magnificent to watch. And that's where the East Parklands just come to life. So last year we had, I think it was about 22,000 people through the Parklands just for that discipline, and we're expecting something like that again this year. The ticket sales have been fantastic. So yeah, the cross country is definitely the hallmark day for us.
All right, great. And you mentioned lots of activities for kids. I'm a foodie, so I assume there's food and there's some nice drinks on offer as well.
We've got three wonderful South Australian wine partners. We've got K1, Jeff Hardy Wines. We've got Woodstock, and we've got Rymal Coonawarra. So they will all have pop-up wine bars on the Saturday.
Perfect.
And we've also got Ruston Gin, who are a great supporter of our event. They're doing a commemorative gin that's an apple blossom flavour, which is a great little tie-in with the horses. So, and they've also organised
apple season at the
moment.
moment.
Apple season. So what they've actually organised through Lenswood Apples, apples in the stables for our horses as well.
All right, this is good.
This is great. Yeah. So,
You're excited now,
I
Luke?
am. I like the sound of this.
You'll come along?
I will. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Perfect. Great. I'm glad we've convinced you.
Yeah, so
Easy
there's
as
so
that.
many reasons to come. And, you know, even if you're not quite sure on the horse sport and don't know a lot about it, it's just a beautiful day in the parklands, and we make sure that there's things like this for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it'll be a great day. Well, a great 4 days, in fact, from the 18th to the 21st of April. That's the Adelaide Equestrian Festival in the parklands, which is a rare sight but a beautiful sight to see. Thank you both so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Stacey.
Kirsty and Luke there. It is 3:30 here on 5AA, and in just a moment we will be talking about, well, like I say, we're talking about unofficial South Australian icons here on the program today. But I think an official South Australian icon should be the footbridge, and there is a new footbridge planned for Adelaide. I'll tell you all about it after these news headlines.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. There's a new date for the Lehrman v 10 judgment, Monday the 15th of April. A GoFundMe for Stormy Summers' funeral expenses has raised around a third of its goal amount. A new record has been set for the world's hottest month, the honour going to March 2024. And in sport, Live Golf organisers say there'll be a double-storey driving range and more viewing platforms at this month's Adelaide event. The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow 21. Right now it's 17 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
When you want a retractable door screen, you want uninterrupted views and natural ventilation combined with protection from insects. You want Phantom Screens. Our custom-made retractable door screens can be colour-matched to your existing decor and span up to 7 metres wide. And they disappear out of sight when not in use. A screen that's there 1 minute, gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, let the fresh air in with Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
Hey lads, a guy in the community says he's keen on the roughie in race 7.
Do we trust him?
His username is Big Stats Guy.
Say no more.
Connect and follow tips with a community of like-minded punters, only in Ladbrokes communities. Ladbroke it. What's gambling really costing you?
There's mega deals on this week at your local IGA. Like Huggies nappies or nappy pants, 46 to 108 packs, selected varieties, $31 each. Specials across the store right now, only at IGA. Offer ends April 9. Participating stores only. Excludes local grocer and Foodland.
NRG Solar have moved to a new location. It's bigger and better, and their new warehouse is fully stocked with wholesale solar and battery equipment. So, if you're looking to save money on electricity and help our environment, don't wait. Visit NRG Solar at their new office on South Road St Mary's, where every 3 customers refer someone they know, which means they must be doing something right. Call into NRG Solar at their new premises, 1275 South Road, or visit nrgsolar.com.au.
It's a frightening thought, but what if you lost the capacity to manage your financial affairs? If you're not at the helm, who makes medical or health decisions? Who controls the family trust? From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers will answer your questions and help carry out your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
G'day everyone, Cornsey here. Now I know a great team when I see one, and the South Australian hydraulic team I rate the highest is BL Shipway. The Shipway team are the best in the business. They've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953 with brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Enerpac, Hydac, Oilpath, EasyFit and many more. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you, anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
Always informative. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
On this Tuesday afternoon in Adelaide, we are talking about unofficial icons of Adelaide. We know we've got the official icons of Adelaide. I think the main one being the Stobie Pole. This year we're celebrating the Stobie Pole. It's 100th birthday, and there's a lot of events that'll be going on this year to celebrate the Stobie Pole. And we've got some other official icons as well. I think that we would all agree. The frog cake, the Hills hoist, iced coffee, Cooper's beer. But I want to know from you, what are the unofficial icons of South Australia? What are the things that maybe don't get the recognition they deserve? Like waiting in line at the Port Elliot Bakery is one example we've had today. My one would be having to drive around Britannia roundabout more than once because you can't work out how to get off it. Or maybe it would be, we had Hayden call in earlier saying the O-Barn. Someone else said a double cut roll. I also think the pigeon in Rundle Mall is now an unofficial icon. The pigeon is way cooler than the Mall's balls, in my humble opinion. But I want to hear from you. 8223 0000 is the number to call to tell us your unofficial icon of South Australia. I'll take some of your calls about 3:45, and the best caller today gets a Wallace Cinemas family pass. Maybe one official icon or unofficial icon of South Australia could be the footbridge. The Adelaide footbridge from the city over to North Adelaide, over to the Oval. Well, I love the footbridge. I don't think you'd find anyone who doesn't like it. But there's a new footbridge in town. Construction on a new footbridge is starting in Port Adelaide very soon. Damien Nagel is the Managing Director of Kite, who are developing this footbridge in Port Adelaide. Damon, thank you for your time.
Good afternoon.
So this is going to be in Port Adelaide. Whereabouts?
It'll go across Dock 1 from what is currently a car park at the bottom of Divot Street, and we'll go across to the new part of Dock 1 North development, which we're currently developing at the moment.
How big will it be?
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say it's about 81 metres long.
Oh. Do you know how long the city footbridge would be? Wouldn't be that
I
long.
believe that's well and truly over 100.
Oh.
So it won't be quite as long.
My radar's way off. I didn't think it was that big. Okay. Oh, we've got some images, some renders up on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream. If you want to jump on and take a look at what the footbridge might look like in Port Adelaide. So it looks like it'll be a few metres wide. Not as wide as the city footbridge.
No.
It does need to be, but a few metres wide.
Oh, look, I mean, the bridge was really a concept that we came up with when a Renewal SA originally tendered for the dock. Down at the port. We identified that the other side of the dock was needed to have better connection, and we proposed a bridge to go across there. So Kite and Renewal SA have worked also with the council as assistants to provide a bridge. So we're pretty excited by the connection that it will provide, but it also will connect Dock 2, which is where the Marine Precinct is currently being developed as well.
And so has work started yet?
Work, I believe, has started within off-site, as in on fabrication, and then I understand in June work will start on the water.
Ooh, that must be a whole different kettle of fish when it comes to building. Building in water would be very different to building on land.
Well, I believe Renewal have done a pretty good job with selecting the company that's actually designing it. So they're a local firm down in the port, and they've done a lot of work around the coastal areas of South Australia. So they're well and truly they're good operators to be delivering this bridge. So a lot of it will be built, I guess, in their shed at their warehouse, and then it will be brought in. Piers will be installed, and then the bridge will be placed on the pier.
And when it comes to installing piers, I don't know if this is a silly question, but clearly just a novice who likes to walk on footbridges and not build them, do you have to have people that go underwater to get the infrastructure all set up, like scuba divers?
I don't believe so. I think I've seen a couple of different techniques, and to be honest, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but there's one technique where they simply just apply pressure to the pier and drive it into the ground. Another method is where they actually build almost like a container around the pier, remove all the water, and then dig as if they were in dry land.
There you go. Learn something new every day. It's 21 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. We're talking about Adelaide's newest footbridge being built in Port Adelaide. Got to bring in the Mayor of the City of Port Adelaide and Enfield, Claire Bone. Good afternoon, Mayor. Thanks for your time.
Mon has said, this footbridge is coming in, and it is a Renewal SA project, or state government project, but council are very happily welcoming it in.
Yeah, and so tell us about the area there. Why was this footbridge needed? What's it connecting to what?
Yeah, so as Damon also mentioned, we have the Dock 1 precinct, which is the housing development going in, but it also links in with an amazing maritime village, which is being created by a whole lot of volunteers from the clipper ship. So many people have probably visited it while it was perched here at Dock 1, and now they've obtained some land at Dock 2, and they're about to put it actually up on dry land. So we're pretty excited about that next step. They're progressing really quickly, and it also links in with all of the path that goes around the river, so that you can link in then to Semaphore, cross the Divers Eric Bridge, and really connect all of the new housing developments along with the beautiful shopping precincts we have at Semaphore and Port Adelaide. And alongside this project, the council's actually out for consultation at the moment, so people can visit the Participate PAE page, because the landing dock, as Damon mentioned, there's a car park there right now. We're looking at how we can actually make that a space that people will want to gather and draw you to the area in a similar way that they have the Adelaide Oval, that it's not just a bridge to get from A to B, it's actually a bit of a precinct that people can gather and have a picnic and then wander across and enjoy the water as well. So please hop on to Participate PAE and tell us what you think about that plan.
Okay. So it might be the opposite of paving paradise and put up a parking lot. You might remove a parking lot and put a park.
Well, it seems to be the in thing at the moment, doesn't it? But a little bit of green space along some car parks is generally a good idea.
Yeah.
But we will have to remove 20 car parks in that process. But what we do get is a whole lot of open green space, which in the heritage precinct of Port Adelaide, we do have very limited open space. So this is a great opportunity to get hold of.
And so when you're talking about Dock 1, that's obviously the big housing project there. I think it's all sold out, if I remember this. So this is where
I should do a quick plug. It's about 30% sold out, which is what we've currently delivered, and then the other side is about to go on market or is on market now.
Yeah, okay. And so it's expected that because this area is, if you say it's 30% sold out already, then once the shipbuilding starts, the AUKUS subs and all of the work that's going down at Osborne, this will be prime location if and when we do get people from interstate or overseas working on those projects as well, Damon.
I think the time for the port is now, and regardless of whether the ships or subs are happening, I think there's such an energy and a vibrancy around the port. Port Adelaide Enfield Council and Claire are doing a wonderful job with providing, very, very, very good events. There's a cracking event on the weekend with a kite festival and things like that, and they're basically activating the area. Our role is to assist with that by bringing people in who can also take advantage of those events, but also try and create events where we can activate things on the water down at the port. And this bridge will be a part of that activation process.
No, well, it's very exciting. And as I say, I think we all love a footbridge in Adelaide. Maybe there was some hesitation before the city one was built, but I reckon everyone's on board now. Boomtish, is that a bit of a water joke? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that one quite landed. Anyway, there we go. Claire Bone, Mayor of the City of Port Adelaide Enfield, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Stacey.
And also Damon Nagel, Managing Director of Kite, the company developing the footbridge. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
17 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Now, like I said, I think a footbridge would be an unofficial icon of South Australia, but I want to get your calls. 8223 0000. I want to hear your unofficial icons of South Australia after this.
5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream. Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
What good is learning if you're not sharing or discussing it with the person next to you? It's why so many people love learning with WEA. Face-to-face learning in a friendly, like-minded group. For learning you'll love, visit wea-sa.com.au.
Live Golf Adelaide is back, and tickets are selling fast. It's golf, but louder. Don't miss this epic weekend, packed with live music, party vibes, and world-class golfers like Rahm, Smith, and Koepka. Live Golf Adelaide, April 26 to 28. Get your tickets now at livegolf.com.
Home is where the heart is, and there's no place cozier than in your bed. But if you're experiencing restless nights and you're feeling sluggish during the day, the answer is a Complete Comfort bed. Complete Comfort has a range of independent living products, but just wait until you try their mattresses. They have adjustable zones, easy controls, and edge support technology. Begin every day with a smile thanks to a Complete Comfort bed. To arrange a free, no-obligation, in-home visit, go to completecomfort.com.au.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip, and now there's Barossa Mazda, Murray Street, Nuriutpa. SA's newest Mazda dealership is now open. For 40 years, Steinborner has provided South Australians with outstanding customer service, exceptional value, and a large selection of new, used, and demo vehicles. The Steinborner story continues with the opening of their new, state-of-the-art Mazda dealership in Barossa Valley. Barossa Mazda. It's well worth the trip. barossamazda.com.au.
It's SA's biggest cover-up, and thousands of pool owners all over South Australia are implicated. Who's at the centre of it? Walco, of course. Put your pool to bed for winter with a Walco Guardian pool cover. Made right here in SA, a Walco Guardian pool cover will preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump. The savings are amazing. Join the great cover-up and get a Walco Guardian pool cover. Visit walco.com.au.
Get the garden you want at Garden Grove, with everything from the ground up. Plants and instant lawn, mulches, soils and bark, landscape and building materials, hardware, pavers and more. There's a playground for the kids while you enjoy coffee or lunch in the cafe. Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove. Open 7 days. Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to your area.
Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything with WEA. Real-time, face-to-face learning with like-minded people. WEA has 22 language courses on offer and over 80 cooking and wine appreciation courses. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Here on 5AA, we are wanting to know what your unofficial icons of South Australia are, because this year we're celebrating the 100th birthday of the Stobie Pole, and I think the Stobie Pole is an official icon of the state. But I want to know what the unofficial icons are. Vinny in Grange has given us a call on 8223 0000. Hi, Vinny.
Good morning, Stacey. Sorry, good afternoon. Sorry. Look, I reckon the Migration Museum, the migrants built Australia, and if you realise the government house was built by migrants.
I did not know that.
Yes. There's a photo, I know there's a photo somewhere with the, I think it was German and Italian migrants who did that building. But as I say, I think that Migration Museum, there's a lot of names there. I went there to have a look one day and I thought, I don't know if they're still alive or passed away, but a lot of their families put their names there. I think they've done something in the past to help South Australia get built.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think it's one of the underrated North Terrace institutions there, the Migration Museum. It's kind of nestled in between the Anzac Memorial and the museum, the South Australian Museum, and the Art Gallery as well. So that is a very good suggestion, Vinny, the Migration Museum. 8223 is the number to call to have your say. What is your unofficial icon of South Australia? Mark in Littlehampton's on the phone. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Stacey. How are you? I'm not sure if anyone's brought it up because I'm a delivery driver getting in there for the van all the time, but I would have thought the Balfour's pie and the frog cake.
Yes. See, I think the frog cake is an official one, but the Balfour's pie, that's a new one, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember as a kid many moons ago going to Coles cafeteria, me and my brothers and sister with my nana, and we'd line up with our trays and grab our Balfour's pie chips and sit and drink their orange cordial. So, and the Balfour's shop used to be in Rundle Street there too. So.
Oh, now I want a pie, Mark.
Yeah, I know. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, with a lot of sauce?
Making me hungry. Are you a tomato or a barbecue sauce kind of guy?
Oh, you're normally tomato, but I do have barbecue. You don't want to hear it, but I do put chocolate in a meat pie sometimes. So
what?
Let it melt. We had an exchange student staying with us from Belgium, and we gave her a meat pie, and she put chocolate in it. And I went, "You've got to be kidding!" So we tried it. It was actually quite nice.
That is not where I was expecting the conversation to go, Mark. I'm a big fan of sweet and savoury and mixing the two, but I'm not sure chocolate on a pie is...
Well, then I definitely won't tell you some of my weird eating habits. There you go.
That's a whole other conversation. We'll get into that another day.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the call. See ya.
You're welcome. Bye.
That's Mark in Littlehampton, 8223 What is your South Australian icon? Paul in Port Noarlunga South. Hello.
G'day, Stacey. Well, I've got a combined one put together what I think's the best, and that'd be sitting on the Popeye, eating a pie floater and have Farmers Union iced coffee next to me, but the main thing is Cooper's Sparkling Ale.
Oh, you can't do that without a Cooper's.
I can't. That's the best one.
I'm not sure about that combination, Paul. A pie floater is heavy enough, let alone adding an iced coffee. That I'm not sure how that would go in my tummy. And then adding a sparkling ale on the top. I don't know how that would sit.
Well, if you're hungry, you'd like it.
I'll take your word for it. Thanks, Paul.
All right. Thank you.
It's Paul in Port Noarlunga South. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Let me know what your unofficial icon of South Australia would be. Matt in Largs Bay has sent a text. He says, my unofficial icon of SA, a Golden North ice cream, Bickford's, and of course Cooper's. Yes, I think you'd struggle to find someone that doesn't agree with you there, Matt. And someone, Neil here, says, my icon is the Birdwood Mill for car enthusiasts and the giant rocking horse. Oh, the giant rocking horse. Yes, Neil, of course. All right, I think we've got time for one more call. Meredith in Campbelltown's on the phone. Hello, Meredith.
Hello, Stacey. Good luck to try and get all your stuff back. I'm sorry your house got broken into.
Thank you.
You know, gives you a horrible feeling. You wouldn't believe it. My hubby... our bedroom used to be next to the lounge room, and we got up the next morning. My husband used to have a little box with little knickknacks in it. That wasn't on his bar anymore. And my son and I went to the show the night before, and when I came home, I took off my rings, put them on top of his Foxtel book. He took off his late grandpa. My son took off his late grandpa's watch, left it on the bar, went to bed. My hubby gets up the next morning. First thing he says, because he's got to walk past our bedroom, past his bar to go to the bathroom, right? And he comes back to me, and I'm half asleep, and he said, where's my little wooden box I had on the bar? I said, I don't know. It should be there. He said, well, it's not. And then I thought, and then I went to the toilet, and I thought, oh, no. So I thought, where's my rings? Because I have my friendship ring.
Oh, yeah.
My engagement ring and my late grandmother's engagement ring.
Oh, Meredith.
And my late father's watch. They all went walkie-walkie. Never got them back. And my hubby kept putting money in a tin. That was half full.
To
keep the door open. That disappeared too.
Yep. They take anything
valuable.
valuable.
Got it back. Never got it back. Nothing.
Oh, scumbags.
But it gives you a horrible feeling. Somebody came in our house when we were asleep and took them.
It is a horrible feeling. I can
Well,
totally
good luck
empathise.
trying to get it all back. But
Thank you.
I hope
we'll
you
see.
do.
We'll see.
You know, get a big German Shepherd, you'll be right.
That's nothing's ruled out at this stage.
No.
Mary. Hey, did you have an icon?
Yeah, I've got two.
Okay, go for it.
Everyone probably say the Christmas pageant
Mm-hmm.
and the Glenelg tram.
Oh, of course, the tram.
See, my mum was born on Jetty Road.
Oh.
Yeah, my mum was born at Glenelg.
Yep.
And she was down there when it first started because she was born in 1920. I can say it now, she's passed on. But when I think she was down there when the first Glenelg tram went down to Glenelg, and I tried to get her on the new tram before she passed in 2010.
Nope.
I said, why not?
She wasn't having it.
I'll stick to the... She rather be on the Ratley if she was going on it.
Sometimes the original one's the best, Meredith. There you go. Thank you for the call. I love it. Thank you for that. All right, thank you for all of your calls about icons, unofficial icons of South Australia. I think today's has to go to Paul from Port Noarlunga South. He was sitting on the Popeye, having a pie floater, drinking a Farmers Union iced coffee, and then washing it down with a Cooper's sparkling ale. That sounds like my idea of a terrible meal. I don't think that's going to sit well in my tummy. What about Stephen Rowe's tummy? How'd you go with a pie floater, an iced coffee, and a Cooper's sparkling ale?
Well, I lost my gallbladder 2 years ago. My potassium level's high. I've got gout.
Oh, no.
So probably not good.
No.
Sparkling ale, that's the red one. It's about 6% proof.
Ooh.
You have 3 of them in your anyone's.
Yeah.
So if you want to be anyone's, have 3 Coopers.
There you go.
Red. Ooh, sparkling ales.
I'm more of a sparkling wine kind of gal.
You are, and you look that.
Oh, thank you.
Is everything
I'll
good
take
with
that as
you?
a compliment.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's
I know, it's horrible, isn't it?
bum of a thing,
Yeah.
Stacey.
You've had it happen to you, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and you do feel violated.
Yeah.
My wife, well, actually, just a quick story. They put a little fella, apparently, through the toilet window, which is a little one. Then he goes in and opens up. They ransack your house, grab what they want. Jody was picking up one of the kids, and one of our kids, Tori, forgot something. She had to go back. Tori ran inside while they were in there.
No.
Quickly grabbed what she had to get. She had to go to netball or something. Yeah, the police said they had to have
Did she see them? Or no, she just ran in?
Ran in.
Oh,
I
thank
think she had to grab her
goodness.
netball something and then
then
run
she ran-
out.
then she ran straight
and
out.
it happened exactly that time because
Oh,
Jody
oh.
dropped Tori off to netball and came straight back, ransacked. And they couldn't have done it that quick. Anyway, so both of them felt really awful for a number of times. It is just terrible. Let's hope the Wallopers catch them.
Yes, let's hope so.
Port's Jeremy Finlayson used a homophobic slur. The AFL is now, well, they haven't brought down the sanction, and they've made what I reckon a bit of a rod for their back. So
Yeah, what did they-
Taylor
what did they
Walker made a racial vilification. Now,
Yeah.
it all comes under the same code. Whether it's homophobic or racial, it's a slur, it's a breach. He got 6 weeks, $20,000 fine and some education. So park that. Then just recently, Alistair Clarkson, who's the coach of North, made a very derogatory comment, which is a homophobic slur, at a quarter-time huddle, got a $20,000 fine and a 2-week suspended sentence. One's a coach, one's a player. Shouldn't be any distinction between the two. So the AFL's going, oh, that's a bit light, that's a bit heavy. We need to make a message and a more than a slap on the wrist. Where does it land?
Where does it land?
Well, I think it's got to be where Taylor Walker's is.
Also, have they made a decision?
No, they haven't. That's the whole point. They've got to pick the team. He needs to know what he's doing. It's easy. There's your sighter. 6 weeks, 20 grand.
The only difference in my mind I can see is the fessing up and the coming clean and
Straight
the length
away.
of time.
Yeah, had good
There
awareness.
were differences there with the way Tex handled it and the way Jeremy's handled it.
Yep.
That's I would think if you're in a court of law, which the AFL seems to think it is,
They do, don't they?
they do, that would all go into account.
And it's all a
You're writing
negotiated
down that
outcome.
line.
Do I have any faith in them? No, I don't. Will
No.
it land where Tex is? No.
No.
And we're not attacking Jeremy Finlayson. He's made a mistake. He fessed up.
Yeah, everyone makes
Fantastic.
mistakes.
It's an attack of what he did, not the person.
Yep.
So this is an attack on Jeremy, a lovely lad.
Yep.
But if the shoe was on the other foot, he's an Indigenous lad, he'd want 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Imagine a racial slur to him.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So same for me, need 6.
Same for you.
Talk about that tonight at 4.
Looking forward to the discussion, Rowie. That's Rowie and Timmy G with the Sports Show after 4. Time for me to get out of here. Thanks for your calls and texts. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
AutoCam. Look, this is real cutting-edge stuff.
AutoCam. It's new from Automasters.
Real-time video with a real-time report on my car.
Real-time video sent direct to